So do you ever feel just super sick and tired of your own playing? Because I know I go through these phases all the time where I'm just kind of burnt out with everything that I play. I'm playing the same stuff all the time, just over it. And I wanted to explore some ways to try to feel unstuck. And this is what I came up with. So the first thing was trying a completely different tuning. I always use the same tuning. Like, I'm stuck in standard tuning all the time. I know it's totally annoying to have to tune your guitars differently, but I just did it because I'm like, I gotta try something here. And the cool thing about tuning is it doesn't cost anything. You just tune your guitar differently. And what I landed on was a C sus tuning. So I was like, well, all right, well, let's use it on a guitar that I don't normally use. Got the Danelectro out. All of a sudden, this whole song just started happening, kind of like flowing out of the guitar. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. It got me really excited to write some music before. And then I'm just kind of thinking, well, what else do I not do very often? I'm like, well, I don't really do any whammy bar stuff. Boom, solo whammy bar. So for me, one of the biggest things that's been working is for just trying things that I don't normally try and playing things that I wouldn't normally play. Open tunings, whammy bars, maybe I throw a wah pedal in here, I don't know. Whatever you're not using, normally doing, try that. So the next one that was really big for me was not playing so much with my eyes, which might sound weird, but it's true. A lot of times, you know, guitar is very muscle memory based, visual, but what we have to really like hone in on is that it's about the sound that we're creating. And I have always been a very shape visual player. So what I did was I just stopped looking at the guitar. You can close your eyes, you can be like extreme if you want and just turn the lights off in the room. Don't recommend that, you can trip over something. But what I started doing was I was strictly playing with just my ears, because in this open tuning, I don't really know that much. I don't know all these chord shapes. I just let my ears guide me the entire time. That's where all that stuff came from. I just heard the notes and I'm like, oh, I want it to do this. And I kind of like fished around and found it. So it wasn't this predetermined path that I normally use with scales or chords. It was all new and it was all using my ears. So the final one that was a really big one for me has to be this. Now what I'm talking about with that is, of course, comparing myself to all of these greats. You know, I hear Eddie Van Halen, I'll never be that good. I hear Jimi Hendrix, I'll never be that good. You can't get caught up focusing on that. I know I can't, because what I have to focus on is what made those guys so amazing was just them being them. And I feel like all of us need to also focus on that as players. It's just like, hey, you know what? There's already been an Eddie Van Halen. There's already been a Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy Page. Focus on just being you know, and sometimes you forget that as a player, because I know I do too. And then I end up being all bummed out and stuck and bored with my playing, which is what we don't want to do. So in conclusion of today's video, so to wrap things up, pretty much this is like one of the longest periods I ever went through of just feeling super burnout and bored with my own playing, and these all have helped a ton for me. So if you're like me, kind of stuck and feeling in that big old rut, then I hope that these help, because this is stuff that has really made guitar exciting and fun for me again, and it's got me wanting to practice, which is something I didn't do. I was pretty much just playing when I had to. So other than that, I will bounce on out of here, guys. If you would, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you all in the next video. Yo, let me throw a guitar at you real quick. Bye, guys. I'm not plugged in, but I gotta end it bluesy, open tuning style. Oh.